All right, good morning. So it is Tuesday, the 5th of April. We are on first Tuesday of the month. So in about an hour and a half time, we do have the RBA rates decision to be released at 12:30 GMT plus 8. With the rate statement, with the rate decision, we're also seeing a rate statement released. As we spoke about yesterday, if you haven't already, go check out the video yesterday, but expected no surprise expected from the RBA. So we're looking at rates staying at that 0.1%. And looking at the analysis, I think the Aussie analysis that we did yesterday still holds. So if you are watching this on YouTube, this is recorded live for our Traders Club members. If you're not already a club member, the links are in the comments below. Just join up and then you can join this session live. So club members, I hope you're enjoying the daily currency course here. Do remember tonight we do have a live session tonight at 8 p.m. GMT plus 8. You get your questions answered, you get some trade reviews, you get trade opportunities identified in the smaller time frame in H1 and possibly in the M15 time frames as well. All right, so with all that said, first up, disclaimer, any information shared in this video is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of myself, the speaker, so please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. With that, let's jump straight into it. Looking at the news here on Forex Factory, at 12:30, as I was just sharing with you, rates decision from the RBA. Cash rate at 0.1%, no surprise there. Rate statement, not expected to have any surprises there, but pay some attention to that. As you see here, 20 minutes ago, markets are watching RBA for signs of an early May hike, right? I still think that it might be into the second half of the year, but if they do increase rates next month, then it's going to be a big surprise. We're going to likely to see further upside in the Aussie dollar. With all that, focus for today is the euro dollar, is the euro pound. So let's look at it. Later today, we do have services PMI across the board for the Spanish, the Italian, and the French PMI numbers, services PMI numbers, and German as well. All looking no change, right? Not a big change. I don't really pay attention to the Spanish, Italian PMI numbers too much, but looking at the German at 55, the French services PMI at 57.4, no change expected there. And the final services PMI numbers looking to stay at 54.8, still in that expansionary phase. I don't expect a big surprise or a big change here. So looking like the euro dollar at this point might still continue with its trending scenario. I'll tell you more about that shortly as we look into the charts. Later today, we do have the US services PMI number looking like a small increase from a 56.5 to a 58.6. So PMI numbers for services in the US looking like a small increase towards 58.6, which shows that the expansion or the expansionary phase is speeding up a little bit. So we might see further dollar strength being applied there later tonight. So might be able to do some setups during the live call tonight for Traders Club members. With that, tomorrow we do not have much euro news. We do have the pound construction PMI. I'll tell you more about that tomorrow as we do the pound analysis tomorrow. On Thursday morning, we have FOMC meeting minutes. Like I was telling you yesterday already, we've already had the FOMC meeting rates decision. So with the meeting minutes, they actually will give us a little bit more of an insight into whether they have chose to increase rates at 0.25 or 25 basis points rather than at a 50 basis point. That must give us a little bit of an insight into why that happened with the rates, with the meeting minutes there. Sorry, I'm trying to do 5 things at one time, so I'm just all over the place at the moment. Back to the euro dollar retail sales number month on month for the euro On Thursday, looking to move from 0.2 to a 0.6. So looking like a small increase there on the euro retail sales, but I'm not too sure this will move prices too much on Thursday. And then not much else all the way through to Friday, where we have the CAD employment numbers. So you can see that again, like I was saying late last week and yesterday, not a lot of news to be had for across the board, right? You can see that there's quite a few news, but not the big impact news. Even the meeting minutes is a bit of a hindsight thing, and not a lot of other news all the way to CAD employment numbers. So it leads towards a more trending scenario for trades to play out, or more trending scenario for prices to move towards, which actually makes it a little bit, might make it a little bit easier in terms of how to identify a trade. So looking at the dollar index here, when we spoke about it yesterday, I said that it was going to come back and test within this area, this 98.26 and 98.46 level. What actually happened was it came down, tested that 98.46 level, and bounced back up towards exactly where we were anticipating, that 99 level, right? It came towards 99 and then it retraced back down again. So at this point here, what we could anticipate for the, I'll move this in a little bit just so that we don't confuse everything. All right, what we could anticipate here for the dollar, because there is no significant news to be released for the dollar or for, across the board, what I'm looking at is possibly a bit of a consolidation at this level, right? So I'll zoom out a little bit. You can see the last time it came towards this point, it broke higher, consolidated, tried to break higher. The last time it came here, consolidated a little bit, consolidated here, and then broke higher again. What I would say is I'm still expecting further upside in the dollar, right? I'm still expecting it to go from 99 towards that 99.30 level, right? From that 99 to that 99.30 level. But I think that we're going to see it sit across a little bit, consolidate, maybe retrace a little bit before bouncing back up again. So a bit like this scenario here. I'll take away some arrows just so it's a bit easier to see. So a bit like this scenario here, where it's going to consolidate, look like it's retracing a little bit before shooting up again. I think we can expect to see that retrace a little bit before pushing higher towards that 99.30 level, which if that does play out, it's going to be quite interesting. Across the board, we're going to see that dollar strength being applied, which also means that looking at the euro dollar here, we could see further downside. So a question asked in the Traders Club was about a signal sent out, a trade signal sent out to the Traders Club members about the euro dollar sell. Just checking, it was a 1.1042 level. So at 1.1042 is about there. So we signal a sell there, just in a bit of an anticipation for it to break this consolidation. So remember again, trade signals are sent on a H1 time frame. So we're looking for it to break out of this consolidation on the H1 time frame, giving a bit of a heads up. We were looking to sell down from that point towards one. TP3 was 109.82. So 109.82 is right at this point here, which is where we had all that consolidation at these levels. A bounce off at this point. This is 84. This is 109.76. This is 109.84 again. So we had that anticipation and that trade all the way down. The support level at 109.44 would have been the best take profit, but we only saw it come down very close a couple of times here before bouncing back up. So it was safer to have a take profit level 3 at 109.84 or 82 here. All right. So that was the trade signal from yesterday. We're going to more details, the breakdown onto the H1 breakdown onto why we entered the trade, how to anticipate or to maximize the exit at those points in the session tonight with club members. So with the euro dollar now, what else to anticipate is to wait, right? Wait, I'll take this line away, is to wait for the euro dollar to break that 109.43. At this point right now, do nothing. At that 109.43 or 109.45, that's where you start thinking what you want to do, right? So we could, if I zoom out a little bit here, at 109.45, 109.45, 1.0945, what you could be looking for is two ways, two decisions, either to look to sell down or to buy it up. I love when the trades are at a support level or at a resistance level, as I was telling you yesterday already. If it comes down towards this 1.0945, right, you can look to sell down. You can look to sell it down from 109.30. Let's stop saying dot. 109.30. Below 109.30, you would have a 30 pip stop loss. The take profit level of that recent low point of about 60 to 70 pips. So I'm taking this into reference, right? Way here on the left side. In early March, it came down to this point and bounced back up. So I'm taking that into reference as a take profit level. Entry point will be at 109, below 1.0930, just to see it break past this point. Even if it bounces back up, it's likely to drop further. Again, it could drop up to this point, but anticipation is once it breaks, we might see further downside. So here, euro dollar H4 time frame, stay out for now, wait for it to break that 1.0945 level. Below, if it closes below 1.0930, look to sell down towards 1.0860. That is a 1:2 risk reward ratio towards the downside. Alternatively, because there is a lack of news, because there is no main drivers into pushing prices significantly upside or downside, we could see the euro sit in this range, sit in between this 109.45, 1.0945 and 1.1072 level. So it could sit in this range. What you could also be looking for is a similar repeat of what happened here towards the end of March. If it does come down and bounce off this support level, then you could be looking to buy it up from 1.096, above 1.0960. Again, keep your stop loss quite tight, about 30 pips. Take profit could be at 60, 70 pips here. I wouldn't go all the way to the top just because of those recent points here. It could very well go up towards that resistance, but at a 1:2 risk reward ratio towards the upside, because of these recent points here, and also how it reacted at this level, I think that we're going to see it, if it does bounce back up, we're going to see it reach that point quite easily, and beyond that might take a little bit more effort. So again, both the possible upside and downside potential on the euro dollar, given that it reacts to this support level of 1.0945. I think that over the next couple of hours, we're going to see it consolidate, slowly gravitate down towards the support before we have a decision to make. So be very patient on the euro dollar at this point. Nothing to rush into right now. Okay, so with that said, checking out the euro pound. Same thing, it's been moving this quite similar to the euro dollar, the euro pound, The last time we spoke about it, we were talking about, again, both that upside and downside potential. So we take that away. We sold that down towards that support of 0.8399 or 0.84. It's broken that point right now. At this level, if it comes down towards that 0.8350 level, I wouldn't be looking for both the upside or downside, just because of how it's been dropping quite significantly. I would say look to sell the euro pound below this 0.8350 level, similar to what we did here towards the end of March. You could be looking at about 0.83, below 0.8345. Again, a very tight stop loss, 15 to 20 pips stop loss. Take profit level at about 40 pips there. You're looking at a 1:2 or 1:2.5 risk reward ratio towards the downside for the euro pound on the H4 time frame. So euro dollar dropping, looking for the euro pound to drop as well, dragging it both down together. I think that this too will be quite a good trade setup, given that we see the dollar continue to strengthen a little bit, dragging the euro dollar towards the downside. We're going to see those trades play out quite nicely. So with that, as we draw to a close, I'll do a quick review of the Kiwi dollar that we spoke about yesterday. So Kiwi dollar broke above, bounced off that support or resistance level that we spoke about, or support level, towards above that 6945 level. It went as high as 6969. So a good, how many pips was that? So that was a good 25 pip move towards the upside, but then now it's retracing back down because of that dollar strength. So just be a bit careful if you haven't already got into that trade. It's very late now. I anticipate that it's going to come back down, test this support level before we see any decisions from this point again. So just be extra careful with that. And as we approach the 1 hour mark towards the RBA rate decision, just showing you here again the Aussie dollar on the H4 time frame, just before the RBA rate decision, we are still sitting at this 7540 level. So again, these two trade opportunities are still possible. Those of you who are familiar with the straddle strategy that I've shared with you before, this could be an opportunity there to take advantage of, but either the upside or the downside potential is still valid for the Aussie dollar. I think that we're more likely to see a bit of a spike down towards the downside before moving higher, but I don't think it'll go towards 76. I think we might see it come towards that 7570 or about the 7570 level. I don't think it'll move too much because no real surprises, unless the meeting minutes gives us a bit of a surprise, giving us a hint about further rate increases or earlier rate increases. Then we're going to see quite significant upside in the Aussie dollar, right? So with all that said, 1 hour to the RBA rates decision, you could be looking to trade it, scalp it, or you could set your orders, maybe a buy and sell order, cancel the other one if one gets activated, or choose a side. I would choose the upside for a buy order with the trigger levels set up, stop loss, take profit levels in place, and then, sit out, wait for the news to be released, and then look to close out either at take profit or anywhere in between. With all that said, Traders Club members, let's see you tonight, 8 p.m. GMT +8, as we go through into more details, the signals, the RBA rate decision that's going to be happening soon, and also any other trade ideas we could be looking for in the smaller time frames there. With that, trade well, trade safe. Take care now. Bye-bye.